Good evening, everybody. Thank you, Rabbi Duchman. It's a pleasure to be here tonight in order to say a few words about Chabad in general and the Colel Chabad in specific. Chabad is involved in so many things all over the world that it's hard to keep up with all of their initiatives and all their projects. However, I think the oldest of all initiatives in Chabad was not the Shlichut mission that we enjoy in all the cities around the world and all the different kosher food and minyanim, which we all benefit from. That, I think, is a modern revolution. But 250 years ago, the founder of the Chabad movement, who was one of the greatest rabbis ever, the Chabad people call him the Alter Rabbi. He was known as Rav Shneur Zalman Miliadi. He wrote one of the most famous philosophical works called the Tanya, and he also wrote a book on halakha. It's called Shulchan Aruch Harav. But besides being a genius and a man of exceptional wisdom, Torah wisdom, he was also a man of great chesed, which is what excites us about Chabad. I get excited from the Torah, from the books, from the knowledge. Chabad actually is an acronym, Chokhmah, Binah, Da'at. It's a Hasidut that finds itself in the brain. But Rabbi Shneur Zalman wanted to make sure that his students do not forget that Hasidut also must manifest itself in the heart and in the hand, which means in giving charity. So we started Colel Chabad. Now, in our community, when you hear the word Colel, you think of 10 rabbis with black hats reading Aramaic, and you won't be wrong. However, in Chabad land, the word Colel means general or inclusive. And the concept was to take the wisdom of Chabad and to go and use it in the realm of Chesed, to include everyone, no matter their religious level, no matter their origin, of course, Yehudim throughout Eretz Yisrael. And the Rebbe felt that we have to take care of the needy. It's probably one way to bring them closer to Hashem. Today, Colel Chabad is taking care of over 47,000 families, and it's one of the greatest charity organizations. Yeah, deserves a round of applause. It's one of the greatest charitable organizations, besides in the world, but for sure in Eretz Yisrael. I know the organization up close. When we were recently in Israel, I'm sure like many of you, I went with my family to Pantry Packers. And we spent a beautiful couple of hours there filling bags with coffee and flour and lentils and all different items. And it wasn't just a exercise in futility. They actually took those bags and sent it out to the needy people. And they're doing this 24 hours a day. And you could imagine after October 7th, how many people who weren't needy became needy, and how many families that were not on the list needed to enroll. So it's recognized by the government. So it's an institution itself. They probably give out just as much money as the government, maybe more. And they're L'Shem Shamayim, and it's charity that's well worth our investment. It's charity to the most needy people in Eretz Yisrael. And when we give, it's a greater charity because they don't know where they're getting it from. So it's really modest, and it's b'tzana'ah. I believe anybody that gives to this charity, a lot or a little, they'll be blessed by the Alter Rabbi, Rav Shneur Zalman, and Be'ezat Hashem, they'll be blessed from all the dynasty of great tzaddikim that this Hasidut has produced. So therefore, when we think of Chabad, we have to not let all their other great things that they did eclipse one of the greatest accomplishments. The sun is bright in the sky, and that's the Colel Chabad. So congratulations that our great community here in Deal is able to host such an event every year, and I consider myself very fortunate that I have become the spokesman for our community for this great organization. Kudos to Rabbi Duchman, kudos to Chabad, and Be'ezat Hashem, I pray for the day that Chabad will always continue, because they have a mission even after Mashiach comes, and that's one of their main missions. However, when that comes, there'll be no more poverty, and then Colel Chabad, Be'ezat Hashem, will be able to pivot into something else. I'm sure they're not going to retire, they're just going to get involved in another type of chesed. So again, congratulations, enjoy the night, and to Skula Mitzvot.